Welcome back. If you're new here, I should probably introduce myself real quickly. My name is Barbara. I'm 26 years old. Me and my fiance now moved to Australia 3 years ago, and these are the things I never heard before moving to Australia. I feel like I should start with the weather. People are saying that Australia basically has 2 seasons, which I feel like is not true. I'm not really good at extreme heat, and in my experience, Australia has 3 seasons, which is winter. It's like 15 degrees, I want to say. You kind of need to wear a jacket, sometimes you don't. It's just like that. And then there is autumn and spring, which is kind of a similar thing. It has similar temperatures, 20-25 degrees, which is just perfect weather. If I could just do that all year around, that would be amazing, but that's not possible. And then there's the summer, which is actually now I had to close my windows. I'm sweating my face off because it's so hot. It's around 30-40 degrees, and people don't really talk about the way it makes you feel. There's this thing called humidity. I'm not sure what's the actual description of it. Basically, there's no air. It feels like a sauna. That's how I would describe it. That just kills me. I can't be outside. I'm just melting away, and sometimes I even feel dizzy because of that. And with that heat comes bushfires as well, which I'm not sure if some of you heard about it, but there was a big one a couple of years ago where a lot of trees got destroyed and a lot of people lost their houses. It's a big thing. Same with floods. If it rains, it rains. At the moment, we have rental crisis because of the recent floods. A lot of people lost their houses, and some of them actually homeless. So it's a big problem to be aware of. Nobody really talks about how bad Australians drive. Oh, if it rains, there's so many accidents and traffic. People just can't deal with driving. Where we're from, which is Lithuania, Europe, we have accidents, but people are just so much better at driving. Yeah, it's quite funny how they just don't know how to drive. Oh, the fines. It's expensive for like talking with the phone, or just if you park a car somewhere it's not supposed to be. I paid quite a few, which was like 200-300 each, but at least I haven't got any phone fees, which is 2,000 bucks. So keep that in mind while driving. Another big one is owning a dog. If you never wanted a dog, or actually haven't even thought about it, well, you're gonna want one for yourself. We came to Australia, we actually wanted a dog, but it wasn't like we had to have it. And after I want to say a year and a half, we couldn't just stop thinking about it because there's loads of dogs around and you just want the love from them. The best thing is to get your own, like that one. One of the points, how expensive it is to actually own a dog. You have to get them haircuts. There's insurance as well, which is kind of a must-have in Australia. Don't get me started with actual price for dog. Doesn't really matter what kind of breed you're after. They're really expensive. If we're already talking about animals, I should probably mention wild animals. I was told about all the snakes, spiders, saltwater crocodiles, sharks, box jellyfish, blue octopus, stonefish, which they all are dangerous. I probably only saw 2 spiders, which was living in a house in the first 6 months. We had literally forest next to us, so that's explained. And we saw 1 snake in a bushwalk. If you're gonna live in the city, there's no wild animals. You can barely see any. While in the countryside, you probably don't want to walk barefoot or just actually walk there. But what I wasn't told about is magpies. They actually attack people while driving on a bikes or just walking past. It comes in seasons, and they're basically just trying to protect their eggs or like kids or something, like their stuff, and attack people with a really, really sharp thingy nose. Yeah, that one. And it's really dangerous. Like, people get injured a lot. That's something I never heard before. As a family person, distance between my home and Australia is quite a big problem. It's basically 8 or 10 hours flight to the nearest point in Asia. It actually took 24 hours for me to get home last month, and it was the shortest available flight. Like, there's no shorter options, and the layovers were extremely short, so I missed my flight, but that's another story. Basically, to come back home, it's a big journey. You can't really fly back every 6 months to see your family, and it's kind of a problem, but it is what it is. I'm happy living in here. Funny thing, actually, quite few Australians I know haven't really left Australia, which is kind of strange for me. I haven't really traveled a lot. I only been in Scotland, America, like France, a couple of spots, but they haven't left Australia at all. Together with a homesick, you have to keep in mind that you won't gonna have your normal Christmas. I miss normal Christmas so much. It's gonna be our third Christmas in Australia in like a month's time. It doesn't feel like Christmas at all. It's like 40 degrees outside, you're all sweating. The Christmas party is in the beach doing barbecue or like something like that. Whatever you had back home, was it America, England, Lithuania, if you don't have snow, you know, it's fine. Sometimes that happens. At least it's cold and like cozy feeling on Christmas. Not in here. After all of this, most important thing is to choose the right city you want to live in, because it all depends what kind of wild animals you're gonna have, what kind of weather, what kind of level of heat you're gonna have as well. So basically the biggest cities are Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne, Canberra, Sydney, Brisbane, Cairns, and Darwin. So whatever you're gonna choose, everything gonna be different just because the country is so huge and it has different kind of weather zones. So basically the top city is gonna be hotter, like Cairns. We went to Cairns a few months ago. I filmed the whole thing. I'm still editing because there's a lot of footage to edit, so that's coming soon, hopefully. Then there's Brisbane with Gold Coast. It's kind of a, like I said, on summertime it's 34 degrees, which is bearable, but that's the most I can deal with. Then we have the rest of the cities that are actually kind of similar. Sydney is a bit warmer than Melbourne. We've been in Melbourne. The weather was really strange. Like, we had like all 3 seasons in one day. Do your research before you decide which city you're actually moving into, because it's expensive to move from city to city. Alright, I hope you enjoyed it and we're gonna see you next time. Bye!
Why can't we just stop?